Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil episode. And do you really care? Like, real talk, do you even care? The finale's the next episode. We could just be doing that, and that it's so much more enjoyable. But nope, here we are, doing the episode before the finale, a filler episode, and a waste of our time because we'll never see half of these characters again. Because Season 2 gets its priorities straight and realizes what characters we actually give a shit about. Season 1, Episode 22 and 23. Dimensional Field Trip and Marco grows a beard. Let's get into it. Dimensional Field Trip starts off with, hey, they're going on a field trip. Yay! Star's super excited, but then when she looks out the window, she sees a spaceship. So she has Marco create a distraction while she goes off to help the Avengers. Meanwhile, Marco is stuck in the plot of the Emoji Movie. I would tell you what that is, but I never saw it, so who knows? But I'm assuming this is it. No, seriously, that would be way more interesting. Remember the one time Phineas and Ferb cross over with the Avengers? Let's talk about that instead, because that's far more interesting. No, I'm stuck here. We're stuck talking about these episodes. God damn it. So, they go to a paperclip museum. And for some reason, paperclip museum, why... All towns have that one stupid museum that they're, like, locally famous for. Right? Mine was a nuclear museum. We all had those. That you just always go to for some reason. But yeah, no, the paperclip museum is boring because it's a paperclip museum. What else would you expect? And Star's like, oh, life isn't supposed to be boring. Life's supposed to be fun. Let's go somewhere it's fun. And the principal, or not the principal, the teachers whose name I have completely forgotten, don't at me, I don't care, is like, okay, Star, if you can do it better, then you do it, because I don't give a shit. So they go to, like, this weird dimensional place, which is kind of creative. There's a bunch of, like, references here and whatnot. It's kind of creative. I don't, unlike, like, when we went to the Planet Time in Freeze Day, there was something, I just like the aesthetic of space and clocks and all that. This one is trying to go for, like, a mysterious, a weird quirk, right? Because you've got all these crazy things, pyramids, MC Escher stuff, but it's just not as creative. It's okay. Skolnick's like, oh, well, since Star's teaching the class, I can just do whatever. So she finds this Walking with the Trolls, which is like a history of trolls. We see just the crazy things that happen here. Ferguson and Alfonso turn into a Binacentaur? I don't even know what the fuck you would call this. But it sets a tone for the episode. Jackie and some other kid will never get a name for go manta ray surfing. And then throughout this entire thing, everyone's like trying to kill themselves. You know how like babies, because they're babies and they're stupid, they have like no regard for their own life and they are just walking, barely talking things, just trying to kill themselves. That's what the students like this episode are like. They see these dangerous things that says they're dangerous, and then they're like trying to like kill themselves using them. Because yeah, they're confusing high schoolers with babies. I know high schoolers are stupid, but I mean the stupidity has a purpose. When a high school guy does something stupid, he does it to impress a girl for some reason, because that's how hormones are. And this one, they're just killing themselves to kill themselves. I understand they're Gen Z kids, but you get my point. Meanwhile, we see Skolnick is in the troll, walking with the troll things, and she learns that trolls live for 400 years, and because she's only 50, she'll live a lot longer. Trolls have super strength, so now she's finding her new lease on life. Good thing we'll almost never see her again after this episode, because again, the show finds its new lease, which is so much more interesting and better. We see Janna, one of the characters I do actually like, which she's pretty great in this episode. She has some great moments. She's still a great character. She finds the world's deadliest creature, and Ferguson and Alfonso let it out because they're freaking idiots. What else do you expect? Meanwhile, Marco's still he's sad because Jackie's not texting him back because he's trying to meme his way to her heart using cute cat pics. You know, I complain when shows do like reference like current memes. Oh my god! But this referencing cat pictures, while stupid, it's still cat pictures, and cat pictures are kind of timeless. So I'll give them some of a pass, but he's all disappointed that she's not texting him back. Eventually she does, saying that, hey, they've been captured by this weird monster, because Star eventually breaks and realizes that teaching is hard, but hey, all of the students are dead now, so hey, all's well that ends well. No, it isn't. But Skolnick's like, let's go save him. So she battle ready armors up. They go and find everyone. The yarn monster is the most deadly creature in all of existence. I mean, God. Kirby's more threatening when he was in yarn form. Freaking... I cannot think of a single enemy from Kirby's Epic Yarn. I know there was a dragon and a magician. But yeah, Kirby's Epic Yarn is more threatening. This is a yarn... I mean, if it was like the last remaining yarn creature, that'd be one thing. But calling this the world's deadliest creature, I don't buy that for a freaking second. But they're able to use a paperclip to like string it, and then she attaches it to an immovable post, which isn't that like a D&D item, the immovable rod? I feel like that's a D&D item. Yeah. But they're eventually able to attach it to that and drive off with the bus, and the thing unravels itself. And hey, so Star learns her lesson that teaching isn't easy. Skolnick's got her new lease on life. And Marco and Jackie are sitting together. Yay, all's well that ends well. It's not like killing me or anything. This isn't like the worst episode in the world. It's just... It reminds me a lot of like Sleep Spell or Freeze Day or whatever other episode was partnered with Freeze Day. It's just a whatever episode. It's not bad, but it's also not great. It's just whatever. There's much worse episodes in the show. Marco grows a beard, on the other, is the exact same situation. It's just whatever. It at least has Toffee going for it. And again, this is our final episode before the season finale, which, oh boy, am I... yeah. But yeah, so Marco's kind of got, like, is it peach fuzz? Like, he's got, like, bits of a stash, right? But he wants to grow a beard because Jackie's impressed by beards. Meanwhile, Star is just relying way too much on her magic. That's all she does is using her magic. And Marco sets up the moral in the first, like, 20 seconds, saying that, hey, things are more interesting when you actually work hard and try to achieve them. Because, of course, Marco's going to set up the moral, even though, yeah, it's complicated. But the next morning, Marco wakes up and, hey, he kind of has peach fuzz or whatever. He's starting to grow a beard. And Star's like, no, she cheated and she magicked him a beard. Which, of course, the beard goes crazy and now all of a sudden the house is covered in hair. Why do all Western animated kids show do this? I feel like every one of those has like an episode where hair goes crazy and grows out of control and all of a sudden the house is covered in hair and you have to use hedge clippers to get in. Because that's what Star does. After realizing she lost her wand in the house, she's like, I guess I have to go in. And she uses hedge clippers, which, yeah, Star's kind of crazy in this one. In like a psychotic way, not in like a quirky way. But yeah, I feel like every show does this. The only other example I can think of off the top of my head is like the Fairly Odd Parents. But I also remember shows doing like a hair tonic or whatnot. This just happens all the time. It's a plot. I don't get what's our fascination with like hair growing out of control, but Meanwhile, we see that Toffee and Ludo's there because Toffee realizes the wand's inside the hair house unprotected. And Ludo's just working his servants to the death because he's scared of hair. We see Toffee as being a better boss than Ludo. What else would you expect? If something's coming here again, this is our setup to the finale, technically. We see Star is stuck in the hair, and one of the laser puppies talks to her and is like, oh yeah, you can do anything. You're a magical princess from another dimension. Look at what you did before you had magic. You'll be fine without it. And she uses the laser puppy to blast her way through the hair. Eventually we get a fight scene between Ludo's monsters and Star. It's whatever. It does the room. It makes the room feel bigger than it actually is. Like their house isn't huge or anything, but because of all the hair, you think it would be like really tight, but it isn't. Like there's room. It's a really weird scene. But yeah, it's not like the worst fight scene I've ever seen or anything. And then we see Marco's just completely covered in hair, having his little bad hair day. And Ludo finds the wand. He starts making his way towards it, and then he has a flashback to when the tickle monster raped him. I know it technically didn't, but the way they frame the scene, it really does feel like it. Like this is just one step away from being Uncle Touchy's naked puzzle basement, which was not at all what I expected from this episode. But yeah, Ludo eventually caves and he can't do it. And Star's able to get her wand back, and she's able to blast them all away, and all's well that ends well. And Star's, instead of Star learning the lesson that, hey, sometimes you have to work hard to achieve things, right? That stuff shouldn't just be handed to you. She instead learns the lesson that, hey, I shouldn't rely on magic too much. It's a stupid lesson that I think is like almost immediately forgotten about. Because I feel like we'll do this exact same plot again later on, or we have in the past of just her relying too much on magic and having to give it up for a little bit. And yeah, she decides to use a razor to cut away Marco's beard piece by piece. It's a stupid ending. Meanwhile, we see Toffee and Ludo, and Toffee just usurps Ludo, saying that, yeah, Ludo failed to he had the wand in his grasp, he failed to do it, and he's treating his monsters poorly. They deserve better. So yeah, they kick Ludo out, and Toffee's got rid of Buffrog. He's got rid of Ludo. He has Ludo's castle and his monsters. He has everything he needs to, and there's our setup for the finale, which is next time, and it's gonna be good. It's pretty good if I remember. I don't think I've seen the finale since it aired. No, I saw it one time between seasons 1 and 2. Long time ago. But yeah, these weren't bad hair days, whatever. Like I have definitely seen worse, but I've also definitely seen better. Go figure. These are just filler episodes to get us to the finale. Well, okay, technically, Toffee's part in Bad Hair Day isn't filler because it's important for setting up the finale, but you know what I mean. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.